Hello, I'm Ron Faulkner. Most of you know me as Rudy. I've been playing disc golf since approximately 1992 and have enjoyed it. Been to the World Championships 3 times, nowhere near first, but it was a fun experience and a learning trip. You learn so much from going to these big tournaments. And that got me into watching the course designs at the courses I played at, which really influenced me is what I've done at Aspen Meadows, which many of you have played. So today we're going to do an in the bag, and my discs have changed a little bit over the last few years because most of you know I've been sick, and so I do what I can, and this is probably a really good set of discs for a beginner because they're easier to throw, less stable. You know, I'm not throwing any speed 13s anymore. It just doesn't work. And I think for the beginners and for some of the elderly who are interested in the sport as well, these discs are generally easier to throw. So I guess with that we'll hop into the next phase. So as I just mentioned, these discs are easier to throw than most, but some of them are a little rare. You'll be able to find similar discs online or at your store if you look around for them. So I'm going to start with my putters, and these are not available anymore. They don't make them. But they're very flat flyers. This is actually an old XD, and as many of you know who have been around a long time, they're pretty decent discs. I use it for a putter all the time. On my approaches and longer putts, this is also an XD, but it's an R Pro. These are both the old school dies. They don't have the beveled edge like the new die does. I found I didn't really care for them myself, but you know, everyone has their own opinion. Now if I'm a little farther out on shorter fairways, I have a pair of 2007 Ace Race discs, and I found that these, which I can't remember the name of now, they'll come to me.
Impact.
Impact, yes. These I got at the Ace Race and absolutely love them. They fly straight. Actually, this one is maybe just a little more stable than this one, but negligible, but it's great for throwing tight shots through the bush and straight approaches when there's no wind. They don't like the wind very well. They're too understable for that. So now I need something a little more stable. I'm moving up to these. This is a leopard. It's an old school leopard. It is very straight for myself because my arm strength isn't what it used to be. I can anhyzer it in the round corners. It's a great utility. If I'm doing an approach at say 150 feet and it's windy, I'll switch to this, which is a Leopard 3, which is a more modern die. It's more overstable, but I can still get that distance out there and have it hyzered and cut through the wind and make it. Now, for most pro players, you're going to find that it doesn't work because it's too unstable for you. These are slower discs. They can still go a long way. On a calm day, and especially on a tailwind, I've got a Champion Blizzard Wraith. It's only 120 grams. Hard to find. But again, for me, I can throw it a long way. I cannot throw it into a headwind because it's just way too flippy. But it's a great driver that I use a lot. This thing here I just threw in my bag the other day to replace another white disc for winter. And it's an old Viking. It's basically brand new, and I find it more overstable than the leopard. So if you need to get around a corner, this is going to help you out there. On my major drives, I go to a destroyer, but this is a Blizzard plastic, and I don't know, it's around 150. And I can throw it into a slight headwind. If it's too much headwind, it's not going to go very well for you, but again, it's a good distance disc for me because of its size and weight. Once I get into a bit of a wind, then I bring out this old TRESPASS. And for me, I can throw this into a headwind really well, and it will hold its edge. Again, some people throw a TRESPASS that's too understable. They're throwing with a harder arm than, you know, most of the rest of us that can't throw that hard anyway. And finally, I have a fairly new Star Destroyer. It is super overstable, but there are times when I need to do a cut roller, and this works great for a cut roller. I can get around the corners where you can't get there with any other shot, and that, you know, that is one that very seldom gets thrown, but it's great to have it in your bag. The other things I carry, I have a rangefinder, which can come in handy, especially when you're at a course you haven't played much. Excuse me. And in my pouch I have, oh, a sandwich, some drinks, towel and earmuff, hopefully a marker. And other than that, I just, you know, I have a little pouch here of medical supplies, and other than that, I don't carry too much in the bag, which, of course, most of you recognize the Bazooka cart from Dynamic Discs and the Dynamic Disc bag, which the cart was actually gifted to me when we went to the Canadians out in BC, and it was a huge change from the baby buggy I had been using for the years before that. But hey, a baby buggy works if you don't have a cart. So with that, I guess that's about it.